Cinderella woke at dawn, as always, her hands raw from scrubbing stone floors. Her stepmother surveyed her with cold eyes, assigning endless chores while her stepsisters mocked in silk and lace. In the dim kitchen, Cinderella paused, imagining a life beyond cinders and old pots. News spread. The palace would host a grand ball to find the prince a bride. Her stepsisters shrieked with excitement. Cinderella dared, quietly, to hope. But her stepmother only laughed at the idea, tearing her old dress, so she could not go. Her tears shimmered as she fled to the garden. There, beneath a silver birch, her fairy godmother appeared. With a gentle smile and a flick of her wand, she transformed a pumpkin into a fine carriage, mice into horses, and Cinderella's rags into a sparkling gown and fragile glass slippers. "Go to the ball, my dear, but you must return by midnight," the fairy godmother warned. Joy trembling through her, Cinderella sped away. At the ball, the prince saw only her. They danced while jealous eyes watched. As the clock struck 12, Cinderella fled, vanishing into the night, leaving a single glass slipper behind. The prince, determined, searched the kingdom, the slipper in hand. Many tried and failed, until at last he arrived at Cinderella's cottage. Princess Elsa stood atop the frosted balcony, her breath mingling with the cold air. Her kingdom shimmered beneath a blanket of ice, a land of blue-tipped trees and diamond lakes. Across the valley, smoke curled up from firelit towers. Prince Kai watched the sky from his blazing halls, his touch warming the bricks around him. Rumors swirled of war ready to ignite between the lands of ice and fire. Fears whispered like snow at Elsa's feet. One moonlit evening, during a secret meeting at the boundary where cold and warmth clashed, Elsa and Kai crossed paths. Elsa was cautious, her icy magic ready. Kai radiated a gentle heat, his hands glowing softly, but his eyes held curiosity rather than anger. Instead of fighting, Elsa formed a delicate ice flower, and Kai set it aglow, creating a radiant frost flame that pulsed with life. Their laughter echoed across the hill, melting the tension that had frozen their hearts for generations. As dawn broke, Elsa and Kai invited their royal advisors to witness their creation. Together, they revealed fields with alternating snow and wildflowers, lakes that steamed peacefully, markets warmed with gentle breezes and cooled with refreshing gusts. The people marveled at fire and ice working in harmony. Enemies became neighbors. Distrust dissolved like snowflakes on warm skin. Years passed, and Elsa and Kai ruled side by side, embodying the union of warmth and coolness. Festivals of frost and fire became the highlight of the year, where stories were shared beside bonfires on snowy nights. The land thrived, balanced as never before. And so, the legend grew. When the Ice Princess and the Fire Prince worked together, even the impossible could be overcome. Princess Clara wandered through the whispering woods, her curiosity guiding her to a hidden shimmering lake. The light danced across the water, reflecting thousands of glowing crystals at the bottom. Legends spoke of a lake with healing powers, yet Clara couldn't believe her luck until she dipped her hand into the water and felt its gentle warmth. As news spread, not all visitors had pure intentions. One midnight, a band of masked thieves crept by lantern light, hoping to steal the crystals for themselves. In the darkness, Prince Noah appeared, having heard of Clara's discovery and her troubles. He raced to her side, his cleverness outwitting the thieves. Together, they devised a plan. By sharing the power of the lake graciously and wisely, there was no need for greed or secrecy. Clara, and Noah created rules for the use of the magical lake. The sick and weary came from far and wide, finding healing in its waters. Instead of hoarding its gifts, the kingdom thrived, joyful under the gentle reign of leaders who believed that wisdom and kindness should guide the use of power. During a festival around the lake, Clara looked at Noah. For magic to remain pure, it must belong to all who need it, she said. Noah nodded, knowing they had preserved not just the magic, but the happiness of their people. Lesson: sharing magic brings healing and happiness to everyone.